Matter of Aprio Incorporated. June 30, 2022. In reviewing protests of the issuance of a task order, our office will not re-evaluate quotations or proposals, but will examine the record to determine whether the evaluation and source selection decision were reasonable and consistent with the solicitation and applicable procurement law and regulation. While we will not substitute our judgment for that of the agency, we will question the agency's conclusions where they are inconsistent with the solicitation criteria, undocumented, or not reasonably based. In reviewing an agency's evaluation of proposals, we do not limit our consideration to the contemporaneous record, but instead consider all the information provided, including the parties' arguments and explanations. Although we generally give little weight to re-evaluations and judgments prepared in the heat of litigation, post-protest explanations that provide a detailed rationale for contemporaneous conclusions and simply fill in previously unrecorded details will generally be considered, so long as those explanations are credible and consistent with the contemporaneous record. Where an agency intends to issue a task order containing cost-reimbursable contract CLINs, an offeror's estimated costs of performing the cost-reimbursable CLINs are not dispositive because, regardless of the costs proposed, the government is bound to pay the contractor its actual and allowable costs. Consequently, the procuring agency must perform a cost realism analysis to determine the extent to which an offeror's proposed costs are realistic for the work to be performed. An agency's realism analysis need not achieve scientific certainty, rather, the analysis must provide a reasonable measure of confidence that the costs proposed are realistic based on information reasonably available to the agency at the time of its evaluation. Our review of an agency's cost realism evaluation is limited to determining whether the cost analysis was reasonably based. Additionally, in order for us to review an agency's evaluation judgments, the agency must have adequate documentation to support those judgments. Where an agency fails to document or retain evaluation materials, it bears the risk that there may not be adequate supporting rationale in the record for us to conclude that its judgments were reasonable. Our office has explained that the use of standard deviation methodology as a tool in determining the realism of proposed labor rates is not per se objectionable where the solicitation does not require offerors to propose unique staffing approaches. However, where, as here, a solicitation invites unique approaches, using a standard deviation analysis that does not include an assessment of offerors' unique technical approaches and the costs associated with them, produces an unreasonable result.